Halloween night, villain night.
I
the
thought
costumes were amazing.
The costumes were on point. I thought the song choices were on point, except for some of them, the versions were weird. Like,
Yeah,
they picked really weird versions or covers. But for the most part, I think Halloween night killed it. I think that almost everybody did really well.
Yeah, almost every person had their best dance of the season so far.
The judges, their costumes looked amazing. I loved the opening number.
Yeah.
Or that opening, like,
I loved all the little
did.
tidbits they did. Like, they did the Bruno one, they did the box one. Like, I thought that was so fun.
Oh, yeah,
and such
the
a
one
great
with
way
Paddle.
to fill time. And that's what
Exactly.
we were saying, since they can't do those group dances like they usually do to fill up time. Like, I really like those little skits.
Yeah, do little packages and skits.
Yeah.
Don't have the contestants
We know
talk
all
about
these people
themselves.
have TikTok and they do shit like this all the time.
Yeah.
They love to do that.
Who doesn't
Utilize
love doing
them.
that shit? Yeah, so I really did like all the little skits that they're adding in there. I think it's really clever, and I think it's a good way to fill the time. So first was Jeannie and Brandon. Everybody loves Jeannie for some reason, and I just can't get behind it. I don't think she's that good. I think she acted sort of finely. I didn't think the dance had any paso in it. It was her best dance, but she still has no technique.
Yeah.
And I just don't think she's good or has ever been good, and the judges love her. So maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that there was no paso in it. I thought the dance was fun. And it was the best dance for her. But overall, do I think I just kind of forget about her. But when she tells her little stories, like, I just love when she talks.
I'm
like,
sure as a person.
Well, I love when she tells like her family history and stuff like that. Like, she seems like such a solid, strong person, and I'm like really proud of her. But dance-wise,
she needs to go home. And she was actually in the bottom.
yeah.
So, but we'll get to that later. She was saved.
Sorry.
She was
Spoiler.
saved.
She got saved.
She got saved. I gave it a 7. The judges gave it 8s and 9s.
Yeah.
Whatever. Johnny brought it today. He finally,
did
for the first
a
time,
lot better.
like, sort of brought it for me. He was a vampire. They did a Viennese waltz to Creep.
Once again, though, it started off weird and slow. Like, they could have done, there's so many cool versions of Creep.
Yeah, and I felt like they picked a weird
one that didn't have
version.
like a beat in it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was strange. But it was the best dance of his, but there's still something missing from him for me. I don't know. There's just something missing, but there were some really cool moves in there.
Yeah. And shout out to his mama.
I feel like, yeah, for sure. I feel like they're individual performers.
That's what I wrote down. I was like, it felt like they were individually dancing, but together. It doesn't feel like they have like a good partnership, I guess. Like, there doesn't feel like there's any chemistry between them.
We gave it 9s. The judges gave it all 9s. Tyra kept having commercial flubs.
Oh my gosh.
She kept saying that they were going to give the scores and then be like, actually, no, we're going to get after commercial. Like,
and it feels like it's a mistake. It doesn't feel like, oh, we're gonna get the suspense going.
Yeah,
or any of that bullshit. It's just like, we're gonna do this. Oh, I read my cards wrong. Actually, it's the control room's fault.
Yeah.
And we're actually gonna go to a commercial break.
Yeah, it's just the flubbing is like too much. And she did it like at least 3 times. Okay, Chriselle and Gleb. I think it's time for Chriselle to go home. She's beautiful. Whatever. She looked really amazing as Maleficent.
Yeah.
And the set, the costume, the design, I was really into it.
But there was no
dancing. It was like, it was simple,
it was
just like pop, like movements, but there was no like paso in it. There was no, there was no anything in it.
To it.
And it just felt like there was no fluidity. Like, I just felt like she was like,
or it was very cinematic, but it's like a show that hides behind its props, and you're like, the show really isn't that good, but your costumes were really fucking good, so it distracted us.
For sure. I gave it an 8. The judges gave it 2 9s and an 8, so
they liked it because that's when they were like, we're mostly judging on storytelling in this, and we're like, you always seem to be judging off something, but as far as I'm aware, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, you're not telling us, like, okay, well, this week we're really focusing on technique. This week we're focusing on storytelling. This week we're focusing on, like, the emotion you put out, like...
Or not even focusing on it, but scoring on it.
We're scoring on it, because I'm over here being, like, a complete bitch, And Carrie Ann's like crying her eyes out, being like, "That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." And it's like, but the dancing wasn't there.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, that didn't happen tonight, but trust me, that's happened multiple times.
Exactly.
When Sky Jackson got her first 10, that was not a good dance. But Carrie Ann was an emotional mess.
You're right.
And gave her a 10. She did not deserve the first 10 of the season, especially with that dance.
I think they regret. I think she regrets that for sure.
So, Monica and Val. Monica ended up going home. I'm really upset. I really felt like she was putting in the secret hours. I really was starting to appreciate her and Val's relationship. I thought Monica was really going for it and really getting into there. Her dance last week was amazing. I loved her dance this week. I thought it was great. I thought she had character. I loved the choreography. I thought she was amazing. The judges thought differently. I didn't agree with it at all. I thought she killed it. I agree it was methodical.
Yeah.
But she still did it. Like, she killed it. She came out of her shell. That opening leg, like,
it was so,
that was
really
amazing. She's putting in the work, but
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing is she seems to be like she was really focusing hard on learning. Like, she was having fun. I don't know how to describe it. I just think she was like such a hard worker, and I think I'm really sad to see her go because she really was growing on me. I thought her dance was really good. It was a jazz, like, and I'm not the biggest fan of jazz, so when I see something that's like darker like that and stuff, it makes it a little bit more fun. Because sometimes when I think jazz,
you think like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like dark. I liked it. Halloween.
Yeah.
AJ and Cheryl. I thought AJ killed it as
I think he's gonna be in the top 3 for sure.
Yeah, he was. I was a little scared for him for the first couple of weeks. I was
because
he was a Backstreet Boy. He can't dance.
Right.
But
he had like
dance.
a breakout dance last week, and then just from seeing his progress from last week to this week, I can just visualize it. Like, I see him getting better and better every single week, and I hope he doesn't disappoint me because I really truly do see that for him.
Yeah, for sure. He was gliding. Like, the judges were right. Like, he is like hunched over a little bit, but I thought like it worked for the character of this song. So like next week we'll see, like, does he still have that? Like, how is he portraying it? But,
exactly.
I
said so fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I loved the choreo. Yeah. Cheryl's another one who, like, I'm always hit or miss with her, but her choreography's pretty been on point this season. We gave it 9s. He got 9.89.
Oh yeah, he got an 8.
Oh yeah, because
the slouching.
Yeah,
probably
Derek.
That's a yeah. I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
Nelly and Daniela.
I love watching Nelly.
Hello, who was that? Nelly was amazing.
Yeah.
I honestly, he didn't even look like himself with all that, with the prosthetics or whatever it was on his face, and you could have convinced me that was a different dancer. Like, he brought it. He different. Like had his he finally had motion.
Yeah, he wasn't so boxy.
He wasn't so boxy. He had motion. He was into the character. Like I loved the choreography.
Well, he wasn't so necky. Cause like his neck and shoulders like never moved from each other. But today, like he
like really had it.
He did. Really
I thought it was.
I loved it. I said fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Still a little flat-footed, but he's putting in the secret work too.
Yeah, he's putting in the secret work.
I think he's putting in the work. And it's just fun to watch.
He's like so fun to watch.
Even if he never gets there, like, I enjoy watching him, and I wouldn't mind.
I would definitely say he's like technique-wise, he's probably the, I don't know. Technique-wise, he's not really there, but definitely personality-wise and just watching and, like, emoting-wise, like, him and Neve, by far, are superior. Yeah, so I love watching him, so I can forgive the technique, because he still puts his all into it.
Yeah.
I gave it a 10.
Yeah. I said 10s, but they gave it all 9s, which I understand, but just from I'm looking at it kind of from his progression. I kind of feel like I'm scoring differently than what the judges are scoring.
For sure.
So.
Next was Justina and Sasha. They did carry, and I thought it was a little lame for her. Like, she started so strong. Her Sinead turns were out of control. They were like,
she was like,
I'm like, girl, calm down. What is happening?
I was like, take a breath.
Jesus. And she wasn't wearing heels. And, like, you were saying that, because I've
I
never
was
seen
like,
Carrie.
is she barefoot when she goes to the? Well, let's not. What if somebody hasn't seen it? I mean, if you haven't seen it by now,
It doesn't matter if she's wearing shoes or not. She might be barefoot in the movie, but I don't really give a fuck. She needed to be wearing heels. Like, done. Like, why was she not wearing
Maybe
heels
she had
in a
an injury
tank?
and we didn't know. There's so many things.
Caitlyn had an injury on her heel and she was fucking wearing shoes.
That's a lie. Because remember, she got in trouble for not wearing shoes.
1 week, but
there was 2 weeks. It was
She
like
didn't
the
wear
first 2
shoes?
weeks. Yeah, because remember the judges were like, we've never seen you dance in heels.
Caitlyn?
I think.
I don't think. I think
could
you're
be
talking
making
about something
it up.
else. I don't think she's
No.
talking about the right
No,
thing.
because remember the judges really they were like, you have to
She went
start
barefoot
dancing
for
in shoes.
Moana. No, you're thinking about something else.
Maybe. Justina, Carrie, she just started off so well, and she's our Vanessa of this season.
Yeah.
Nick Lachey's wife,
Vanessa
was on, and she started the season off. This was a couple seasons ago, like bam, and she was so good. And then all of a sudden,
she just wasn't good anymore.
She was just slowing down, and we're like, gotta go the other way, girl.
Yeah, there's always somebody who starts off really strong, and then you're just like, what?
She's so cute. Like,
yeah, she's so fun. She's so fun.
I really want her to bring it more, I guess. Oh, and I liked what Bruno said. He said you're sleeping, and it's true.
She's sleeping. Like, she hasn't changed. Like,
Yeah.
it worked at, like, bright, sassy, whatever thing. It worked for, like, 3 weeks was pushing it, and now it's just like, come on, you gotta give us something else.
Give us something new.
Neve and Jenna, best dance of the night, Black Swan, yes.
I love Neve.
There was tons of content. It was not wishy-washy. He was
so
like
good.
He was like doing his swan hands. Like,
He is
I loved
superior.
it. He's far superior. I think he's the best dancer, hands down. In the thing, I gave it 1,000 tens. He got the first perfect score of the season.
Yes, he did. Yay.
But where were the ghosts? They always do the 10 ghosts.
Right? I'm not crazy.
paddle.
Like the paddles on Halloween are ghosts,
Yeah.
and this is like 10.
Very upsetting.
I was waiting for that.
But regardless, it's not upsetting that he got a
I
perfect
am
score
glad.
because he
I
deserved
wanted
it.
him to get the first. I said it right before the show. I
Yeah.
was like, he better get tonight
A perfect score.
The perfect score tonight. Be the first one.
And he looked good.
He did.
Yeah.
And he nailed it.
Mhm.
And he should win. He's so good.
He's so good.
He's my favorite.
He's my favorite, hands down. I
and
hope
we said
he
he was
wins.
a dark horse. And he's just always kind of been good. I don't feel like he's ever kind of been necessarily a dark horse.
Yeah,
Like,
but
he's always
every
just been
week
good,
he
but
gives
every
us
week
something
he does
different,
get
and he
better
just
and like more crisp and clean, and I just love him. I think he's awesome.
yeah, he's really cool. But then we go to Sky and Alan, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate everything about it.
I hated
It's
the
so.
song.
I thought she looked terrified to fuck up the entire time.
She's scared.
She's like stiff, and the judges just baby her. They're like, "Oh, you did so good." No, you didn't. You can be honest.
I just literally said no.
No,
Sorry.
no. Go home, please.
She's
Alan,
a really
I
good
love
fan
you.
base. I really love Alan too, but I feel like I don't know. They've worked with height differences before too, but
I just don't think it's good. I don't think she has gotten better from day one. In fact, she's made so many mistakes.
yeah.
And I get it. Everybody, gets nervous or they fall or whatever the pros do. Cheryl hit her head. You know what I mean? She fell on it,
Yeah.
She fell. Like, everybody falls. Everybody has mistakes. But, like,
Yeah.
she's had consistent mistake after mistake after mistake. And she
Exactly.
hasn't grown. It's week 7. It's time to start. And she does not have it for me.
You tell him.
Yeah.
You tell him,
She
Stevie.
doesn't have it for me. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She doesn't have it for me.
Yeah. Sorry, Sky. Or as Derek would say, honey.
Honey.
Honey. It's okay.
Caitlin and Artem, Cruella DeVille.
Oh my God, I just feel like there's no, I just felt like there were so many people and now we're on the last
I know,
person.
it's so crazy.
It goes by fast after it's halfway through.
I feel like my biggest thing was that she did, like, in the very beginning, she had emotion. I was like, okay, maybe she's gonna have that, like, breakthrough, like, whatever. But then when she actually started getting in hold and dancing, she lost all of that. She had the perfect framework,
Yeah.
and my other thing too is, like, she played the villain, but I felt like Artem was the villain.
Right.
And I'm like, are we doing some weird, twisted Cruella DeVille, where Cruella's like the good girl or something like that, because I felt like Arden was leading the dance when it should have been Cruella like get in that puppy.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And
she just once again.
And she looked down a lot. Like every time they panned really close to her face, she was looking down, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" You know what I mean? Like
I feel bad. I feel bad, but
I gave it an 8.
Really had high hopes, but we did the same with Heather from when she was in Glee. Mm-hmm. She was in Glee, and then and she was like forced to go home.
Yeah, and we were like, she was an amazing dancer. That's the problem. Is Caitlin's a good dancer, but she's not
necessarily
doing good.
Well, yeah, and maybe just not like necessarily a ballroom dancer, because like she's done like hip hop. I watched her do a hip hop video and she was pretty good. Yeah. And Heather did like Beyonce. She was a Beyonce's backup dancer. You know. Yeah. And she did okay in her things, but there was people in that. I think was that James Hinchcliffe's season.
No, I think it was the season after that.
The season after that. I can't remember, but there were people that had never danced before that were keeping up with her, and they did really well.
For sure.
Was that Frankie Muniz this season?
Maybe. Everybody go watch Frankie Muniz this season. It was so good. Okay, so yeah,
2 dances next week.
Yeah, 2 dances next week. 2 double elimination.
Ooh, yeah.
This week I really thought it was going to be between Chriselle and Jeannie, probably, just because secretly I wanted Jeannie to go home.
I thought
it's time for Chriselle to go home, but it was between.
I thought Johnny would have been. I don't know. I was just thinking after he was in the bottom, but he did have a good dance last week, so that definitely helped him to not be in the bottom this week since it was in last week. Yeah,
but unfortunately Monica went home, which I thought was not a good decision. Jeannie definitely should have gone home, but the judges love her for some reason, so whatever. I definitely think she'll go home next week. I think it'll probably be Chriselle and Jeannie. Yeah. Chriselle just is not holding up her own.
Who's going to be in the bottom 3?
Huh?
Who's going to be in the bottom 3?
Are they going to do 3?
They have to if 2 are going home.
That's what I'm saying. Is just the bottom 2 going to go home, or is there going to be 3 and the judge is going to save one?
There's going to be 3.
What if every single judge, who's the tiebreaker, if every single judge picks somebody different?
Oh,
I bet you just the bottom 2 go home, which is scary because, like, what if, like, God forbid, Neve was in the bottom 2?
Oh, yeah, because they said last week, next week, the judges don't get to save somebody.
I don't know. Did they say that?
Didn't they just say that?
I don't know. At the end of the day,
you let us know because we can't remember.
At the end of the day, like, it is sort of a terrifying concept because once again, if somebody who doesn't deserve to be in the bottom is in the bottom, and then the judges can't save them, that's a problem. I mean, my biggest hope is that Neve, AJ, and I wanted Monica, but
Nelly.
Nelly. I hope they don't go home. Those are my favorite. They're my favorite to watch. So I'm predicting that Chriselle and Jeannie are going home next week. Yeah. But 2 dances next week, so we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Neve, I want Neve and AJ to definitely be in the finals. Maybe with. Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm just thinking. I just love Neve. I want her to win.
Let us know what you thought about the Halloween episode. Yeah. We loved it. I thought it was one of the best episodes of this season.
Yeah, definitely.
And
definitely.
Yeah, it was a really good season. I loved all the costumes. Everything was really good. So have a happy and safe Halloween, everybody. And we hope to see you tune in next week to our Dancing with the Stars recap.